think that having Gianna in the family has caused me to grow up faster than any normal, that's used with quotes, 15-year-old would grow up.
Having the chance, like Julie and Brad Pratt, to express your own feelings and to hear the experiences of others in an informal group setting can be a valuable step in understanding yourself. This may be facilitated by a group leader such as Dr. Jeffrey Moss.
Can you describe a situation to me when you found yourself, Dave, when you found yourself worrying?
What really worried me is one time I went on a Boy Scout camping trip for about, it was anywhere from 3 to 4 days to a week. And Donna had a seizure like 2 days before, and she was really sick. And the whole time I kept worrying. I was at this camping trip, and I was in Virginia, and like every night I would call my dad just to make sure everything was all right.
What would you tell me about what it's like to be a kid growing up in a family with a handicapped brother or sister? Do you learn to be more independent yourselves earlier?
Sometimes it's very tough to be so responsible, because at a young age, when responsibility really started to hit, because mom and dad still had to work, the responsibility came to Julie and myself. We were still very young, and at that age, responsibility wasn't something you're used to.
Most of the time that I've had the chance, to be out with friends and stuff, most of those years of my life, I've been with Nanette, and she just like is, she takes up a lot of time. And with, my mom, she can't be there all the time, so I'm the next best thing to my mom because I'm the oldest girl in the family.
The bad side of it is when you can't do nothing fun, and when you feel like doing something but you can't do it.
I think we have experienced more and can relate more to some of the tragedies in life than most of our peers can. I don't have another peer who suffers from the same things that I suffer from. When they're hurting or they're under pressure, it's schoolwork or something's wrong. They can't relate at all, and they have no idea in the world what it feels like to have to live with a handicapped child. Not just the care and things, but the emotional involvement that you get.
But then, it just gives you a really big perspective on things, especially when she was in a coma. That was interesting. That showed you just exactly how powerless our wonderful modern age is to do much for a person when they're in trouble. There she was still alive, she wasn't dead, and all these nice people couldn't do a damn thing. So it gives you a healthy respect, maybe, for maybe how fragile people are.
Do you ever get angry at your brother or sister, the one who's disabled? What kinds of things do you get angry about?
I usually get angry when Gianna is just sitting there and like Eric had said, and she knows that she has to do something, and she knows that she can do it, but somebody else has got to be there to watch her do it. And when you're not there, she'll sit and cry. And then Mommy comes in and Mommy gets angry with her for crying, and the whole house gets all tensed up and everything. I don't like that at all.
Well, when my brother brings him upstairs, and he sits and he watches TV, and you be in the next room doing something, he won't be in a chair over 2 minutes. He just start hollering, be fed and everything. He just start, making noises like, right? Like something's wrong with you. Coming in and say, what's wrong, Sean? Then he look at you and he smile, right? You go back in the room, he makes the noises all over again. You come back, if you think something's on him or a fly, something's crawling on him, you think, coming. You keep going back and forth and back and forth.
I told Anthony, be quiet, be quiet. He kept on making the noise and smiling. He was just making noise and getting on my nerves on purpose.
When Emmett says, oh no, I can't do it. And I've seen her do it 3 times. And then she tells my mom, and my mom says, no, she can't do it because my mom thought a pair of socks were too hard. And I said, I've seen her do it. And my mom hadn't seen. And so then that would just get mom so mad that I would have to finally put on the socks for her.
When you're feeling angry because Nanette isn't doing things that she could do, how do you show that anger? What does it look like?
I throw the socks on the floor and I just sit on the floor saying, hey, I'm not going to do it. You can do it, but I'm not going to do it.
But what about you and your problems? You know, you get to feel a little bit on the bad side. Maybe you're feeling depressed. Who do you go to? Who do you talk to?
When I'm depressed, it's usually I'm just want to be by myself. And I go and try and do whatever I can do to make myself feel better. Usually every day it's a struggle because there's so much to do at our house because you have 6 kids and a handicapped child. So every day you come home and you have to look and see what there is that's fun to do that day. And you just have to go through the whole day looking forward to that, or why even wake up?
Something's getting me down. Sometimes I'll hold it in, and my mother will sense that something's on my mind. So what she would do is ask me, or my father too, they ask me if something's wrong, or if something's on my mind, and I'll tell them, or I'll talk to my girlfriend on the phone and tell her, and she's just like me. She'll try to help out with Anthony too, and sometimes talking to them, makes me feel, much better, like relieved.
Okay, Marcus, who do you talk to when you're feeling down about everything?
I don't talk to nobody. I just play.
I don't talk to nobody. I just keep myself occupied until it go off my mind. Or if it's something that's not too normal, I talk to my mother or talk to my father about it.
Well, I usually have to either sit down and tell them that I need to, or I try and figure out with her schedule when she's going out or when I would like to go out, and try and set an appointment sometimes. I'll go in and I'll find an empty spot in her date book and I'll write in to go out shopping to the mall. And I'll just fill in that entire section of her page, and I'll write down the times, and then she knows that she's supposed to go out then.
Do you ever worry about your parents and the problems that they have in having a disabled son or daughter? Does it trouble you? Do you get concerned about it?
Sometimes my mother hold it in, and sometimes she cry.
And how do you feel when she cries?
I feel bad too when she cry. Sometimes when she cry, I cry too, 'cause I be feeling bad like she do. I be feeling sorry for her and sorry for Sean too. My mother, she think about when he got hit by a car, she'd go in the bathroom and she in there for a long time. And then you will bust open the door and she on the floor just crying. And they say, Mom, what you crying for? There wasn't nothing wrong with her. She was just seemed like she was trying to grieve herself to death because what happened to her.
What happened?
These two men was drag racing down Biddle Street, and they hit my brother because my other brothers crossed the street, and the one that got hit, me and my brother was at the corner, and we was getting ready to go across the street, and I tried to hold him back, and he kept on forcing pulling me so I can go out on the street with him. I kept pulling him back because he was trying to get to my brother across the street. And then I turned back and he just broke out my hand and ran. Got hit by a car. And dragged him down the block. Yeah, it dragged him up one block. He was all messed up. Pink stuff was coming out of him. He was just ugly. And my father, I know he was mad because he went upstairs. No tears came out of his eyes, but it looked like he was crying.
he wasn't crying. He was just real mad, just sitting there thinking.
Did you end up feeling responsible for him, that you should have grabbed onto his arm with 2 hands?
That's what I thought at first. I thought it was my fault. But my mom, when she came back and told me, she said it wasn't your fault because the man, if he was gonna crash into another car, and either way, I'd have got hit or my brother got hit, because he'd crashed into the car. He'd probably knocked down that pole, and the pole would have crushed me, because I wasn't nothing. I'm all skinny. He'd crushed me, and I'd have been probably dead or something. But it just didn't happen that way. It happened that he got hit by a car, and ain't nothing happened to me.
Thank you.